Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to the CanUK Podcast, the podcast done by fans for fans of everything nerdy. I am your host, Lord X, and I welcome you to the program once again this week. And joining me this week, it's Israel Pacheco.
Woo!
How you doing this week, Izzy?
I'm doing pretty good. I need like a signature sound effect or something.
Alright, and you're joining me this week, and we've got quite a big show, mostly because it's that time again to run through the games of the month, this time for September. And folks, if you were worried about October, well, sorry to tell you, but the madness has come early, because September, there's a few games coming out for every
Yep.
system.
Even the Wii U.
Exactly.
Oh, that's funny.
Alright, so,
You know it's a big month if the Wii U's getting a release.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Granted, they've got like one a month coming on now.
Yeah, which is pretty good. I guess that's their holiday tradition now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's dive into the first list here. The 2nd of September, we have Dance Central Spotlight coming out on the Xbox One. Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair for the PlayStation Vita. The Sims 4 for Windows and Mac. Velocity 2X, which is a free game via PlayStation Plus, actually, for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita. Warframe finally gets a release on the Xbox One. Warriors Orchi 3 Ultimate on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And finally, Don't Starve gets its PlayStation Vita release.
Some solid stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'll download Velocity 2X probably on the Vita and check it out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same here. I might download on the PlayStation 4 though for streaming purposes, maybe.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Dance Central Spotlight. Quite
I
the,
didn't know this was coming out so soon, and as far as I know, it hasn't been promoted well, right?
No.
I their E3 conference, I know they had like a brief,
Mention of
like
it, yeah.
like maybe a trailer, was it? Like a teaser trailer or something, but there was no release date or anything.
No. So yeah, that kind of sparked it out of nowhere, and I believe that might be the only Xbox One exclusive this month. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
only on
just
Xbox
is
One.
oh really? I thought it was on 360.
Huh.
Yeah. It must be exclusive then, yeah, because we have another game later on in the month, but that's coming to 360 also, so.
For me, well, it's obvious. Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. I'm so excited to get that game. Actually got an email from NIS the other day saying I'd been charged for it, so it's on the way in the mail right now.
Oh, you got the limited edition?
I did get the limited edition, which
Okay.
comes with a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah, I did get an email from them, and I looked at it. I'm like, I'll let Lord X pick this up. I'll let him buy it.
Yeah, I let the first limited edition for Danganronpa pass through my fingers, so I wasn't going to make this mistake again.
Yeah, that one's pretty pricey now, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. As with most of their collector's editions, once, like, the first printing's out and over with.
Yeah.
Alright, Don't Starve on the Vita. That is something I'm really looking forward to. I want to get back into that game, and I think the Vita is going to be the perfect way for it. Because I'm pretty sure it's cross-buy.
I wonder if it is, because if it is, then will we technically get it for free since the PS Plus version was free? I don't know how that'll work, but...
Well, hopefully we'll get it. Alright, so moving on to the 4th of September, we've got Valiant Hearts: The Great War getting its release on iOS, and Cubemen 2 coming out exclusively on the Wii U.
What is Cubeman?
I haven't got the faintest clue.
It just reminds me, I know there was like a GameCube game, wasn't there? About like cubes that like ate each other. I can't remember the name.
Oh, excuse me.
Do you know the one I'm talking about?
I
I can't.
Not
I think it was
sure.
Cubivore. I think that was the name. It was a GameCube title. I think I remember my cousin had it at some point, or I saw some screenshot in a magazine or something.
Oh,
Can't remember exactly, but it was something like that.
I'm taking a little look here right now.
Yeah, try to Google Cubivore. I think that's what it is. I don't know.
It looks kind of like a Minecraft clone, like a first-person shooter
Um,
Minecraft thing. Huh.
hmm.
Okay.
I guess that makes sense since Minecraft isn't available on the Wii U,
Yeah, I
which
guess.
makes no sense, but
Yeah, perfect console for it.
mm-hmm.
Alright, let's keep moving here. On the 5th of September, the Xbox One loses an exclusive as Dead Rising 3 gets its Windows release.
Yep.
Yay! I can play it now.
One less reason
Yeah,
to get an
essentially
Xbox
it
One.
is. Dead Rising 3 was about the only thing that kind of had me curious when the Xbox One came out, so
Yeah.
I'll probably wait on sale though and get it
I
after.
tried it briefly. It didn't really grab me, so.
Alright. Well, moving on to the 9th, we have
Yes.
probably the biggest day of the month. We have MX versus ATV Supercross releasing on Windows, Xbox 360, and PS3. NHL 15 releasing on PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. And we have a little game by the name of Destiny releasing on PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One.
Yes. I want this now. Yeah, this will be probably the only game I'll be getting the whole month, probably. Maybe if something else comes out, sometimes they have like a surprise release during the month of like a downloadable title.
Yeah.
But in terms of like the physical discs titles, this is definitely day one for me.
Mm-hmm. Yep, same here. I paid off my copy today, actually.
I actually was in Best Buy and I saw they had like a display that said we'll be having a midnight opening, and for those who get here, they're giving T-shirts away.
Oh, cool.
But I don't know if I'm gonna go to midnight. I'll probably just wait till the morning. Since I already pre-ordered mine and like paid it off through online, I don't know how that'll work. If I go to the store at midnight, if they'll be like, wait, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll just wait till like the morning, and plus like I'll be watching like Monday Night Raw like right before that, so I'm not gonna like go from watching Raw to Best Buy online. And there's gonna be hundreds of people, and by the time they get to you, the T-shirt's gonna be out. So
Yeah. I might end up going to a midnight showing if the EB Games I pre-ordered at does one, but maybe.
I was actually debating buying it digitally a few days ago, just because it's a game that I know I'm gonna play a lot, and having it at midnight preloaded on the PS4.
Oh, yeah.
But then I was like, I could actually just get the disc and then, free up space on the hard drive. And even if I need to install it, but you know what I mean, once I'm done, I could just delete the file and have it on disc if I want to play it.
True enough, true enough. Yeah, it's well, no, it's not my most anticipated for September, but it's high up there, probably my second. Yeah, can't wait, and totally looking forward to diving into multiplayer. Probably the two of us, Big Boss, and Aussie Legend will go at it again like we did in the alpha.
We gotta try one of those raids, like the ones that you need like multiple players to play through, and they take some time. So
Yeah.
that'll be cool.
Definitely. As for MX versus ATV, couldn't give a fuck. NHL 15, I am interested. It's the first next-gen hockey game, so it has my interest, but probably not at the $70 price tag right now.
Oh, that's right. You guys got the price up on the games up there. That sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Moving onwards, on the 13th, we have Fable Anniversary releasing on Windows. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, when did that come out? Sometime last year, was it?
Yeah. It was like the
Was it?
holidays of last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so. I think that was one of the last 360 games that Microsoft put out, like from a first-party studio.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, well, moving on to the 16th of September, we have the next NIS game, Fairy Fencer F, releasing on the PlayStation 3. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Revolution, say that 5 times fast, coming out for the Windows, PS3, and 360. And finally, Theorhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call, releasing on the 3DS. Another day where there's 2 more games that I want to buy.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy rhythm game, the first one, I enjoyed it, so I'll probably get this, but not right away. It'll probably be sometime down the line.
Yeah. Yep, and I've been pretty close to pulling the trigger on Fairy Fencer F as well.
NIS,
Yeah,
number one
yeah.
supporter. CanUK Podcast brought to you by NIS.
They should support my stuff. Yeah, pretty good day for Japanese fans anyway. Lots of stuff there to play. Okay, moving onwards to the 18th and 19th of September, we have Roundabout and Wasteland 2 releasing for Windows, Mac, and Linux each. Wasteland 2, back on our list again this month, but actually with a release date this time.
Yeah, hopefully that's the release date. Doesn't get delayed it any further.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Right.
a Kickstart game, right? A Kickstarter?
Yep, Kickstarted, and it's on early access right now as well, so technically you could go buy it right now. You don't have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, let's keep moving here. Moving on to the 23rd of September. We have, once again, another NIS game, No Surge. Ode to an Unborn Star for PS3. We have Arcana Heart 3, Love Max for PS3 and PlayStation Vita. We have Defense Grid 2 for Windows, Mac, Linux, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. We have Disney Infinity 2.0, Marvel Superheroes, releasing on everything under the sun. PS3, PS4, Windows, Wii U, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and even iOS. We have FIFA 15 releasing on Windows, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, Wii, PlayStation Vita, 3DS, and no PS2 this year. Then we have the 4th NIS game for the month, Nocturnal Doctrine for PS3, PS4, and PlayStation Vita, which is cross-platform play between all 3 systems for that. And finally, Stronghold Crusader 2, releasing on Windows. Holy fuck, that was a mouthful.
That's a lot.
Yep, that's a
Disney
busy day.
Infinity. Disney Infinity looks cool, but I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. I really don't. I don't want to be that guy. It's like, oh, where's this particular variant of the figure like that you could only get at Toys R Us this week? You know what I'm talking about. Like, they have so much variety. I don't know if they do that with Infinity, actually. If they do, like, variant figures that are exclusive to stores. But I know they do that with the Skylanders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they might have with Disney Infinity as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've been close to buying that one. Just because, well, huge Marvel fan, and those Guardians of the Galaxy figures they've shown off look so fucking cool.
Mm.
I might actually just buy the figures themselves and pick up the game later on.
Yeah, I was debating on the game because it's like free now on the Wii U, but of course you need the base and the figures. Well, the first one at least, the first Disney Infinity. So I was looking on eBay to see how much the bases are and some figures, and I could probably get like a base and like 2-3 figures for like $20. So I was debating it. I was like, nah, I don't have space for this. I don't need this stuff.
Let's see. Other than that, Stronghold Crusader 2, don't really know what that is.
I have no idea.
Defense Grid 2, same thing. I'm not exactly sure there. FIFA 15, woo, more football. Arcana Heart 3, Love Max, with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 exclamation marks. I know that's a fighting game series with cute anime characters, so if you're into that sort of thing. The only one there I'm actually picking up at the moment, though, is Arno Surge, Ode to an Unborn Star. Just because the music in those games are just incredible. They're absolutely beautiful.
I've never heard of that series before.
And basically, characters sing and some take their clothes off to help you in battle.
Really?
I am not kidding.
Is this related to that other Star game? What was it? The one that was on Vita and PS3?
Oh, no. Completely different.
That one was NIS also, wasn't it?
Akaba's Trip? No.
It was... No, I know that one's Exceed, right? It was another one. The one with like the 7 stars and children or something. The baby-making simulator.
Oh, Conception 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
No, Conception 2, I believe, is an Atlas game. It's not NIS.
Oh, okay. I was completely wrong, but...
Yeah, it's a really beautiful RPG series, even though that kind of battle system is a bit weird, and I believe the last game actually resulted in the very first M-rated NIS game that was published over here. Yep, it was rated M. I just checked my gaming shelf. But yeah, that's cool. And Natural Doctrine, I'm really wanting to pick up that game for the PlayStation 4. I really do.
It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it is. And the fact that they released 2 games on the same day is kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Maybe if I have the money to spare, I might give in and get Nocturnal Doctrine. But other than that, let's keep moving onwards. On the 24th, we have Lone Survivor releasing on PSN. I'm assuming this might be the PlayStation 4 release of it, because I thought this was on PS3 already.
I thought it was too. Yeah, it might be a PS4 release.
Yeah, it must be, because this was a free game there a couple months back, if I remember. Alright, well, let's keep the train rolling here. On the 26th, we have Hyrule Warriors releasing for the Wii U. It actually gets a game this month. And The Vanishing of Ethan Carter, releasing on Windows and PlayStation 4, which I am really interested in.
Is this the one where it's like supernatural?
Yeah, it's
and then it's like sort of like a detective game.
It's H.P. Lovecraft inspired, so Cthulhu themes abound. Okay.
Yeah, because I always confuse this one with Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, since they both have like this strange like wilderness like aesthetic. So, but yeah, I might check this out. We'll see how it does critically. Pretty much all depends to see.
Okay, then. Well, moving onward. Oh, wait. Hyrule Warriors. Maybe we should actually talk about that one. That's the one Wii U game here.
Yeah, the one exclusive Wii U game this month. I won't be picking this up right away, honestly. I'm not a Dynasty Warriors fan. I have never really played them, but I've seen, gameplay of them, and I know of them and what they're about, and I am a Zelda fan, but this isn't one that it's like, I need to buy it right away. And it isn't either a game that I'm like, I should support, because I never really asked for it, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
last year the Wonderful 101 came out, and I'm like, okay, I want to support this game, and I bought it. Still haven't played it, but I bought it. So this is like, okay, I'm not really a Dynasty Warriors fan. Sure, it's Zelda, but it's not the Zelda that we want. And it's not like I hate it or I'm against it. I think it's cool that they're trying new things, but it isn't something that I need to get right away.
Yeah, same here. It's one of those titles I think I can wait for a sale on too.
Yeah, same here. Like a sale, even a price drop sometime down the line. Like I know that, trust me, there's going to be drought months like we've gotten used to on the Wii U. So this will be one of those games that you could pick up like somewhere in first quarter of next year when there's nothing on the Wii U for a while.
Yeah. You mean one of the 8 out of 12 months of the year where there's no Wii U game?
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I'd rather save my money for Bayonetta 2 or Smash Brothers, honestly.
Yep. Alright then, well, moving on to the 28th, we have Massive Chalice, which, that's quite a name there, for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Not a clue what that is, look it up sometime later, I guess. Moving on to the 30th day of September, we have Forza Horizon 2, releasing on the Xbox One and Xbox 360. Middle-earth, Shadows of Mordor, releasing on the PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One. Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, releasing on the PlayStation 3 and 360. Oh dear lord. Shinran Kagura Shinobi Versus for the PlayStation Vita. Wow. And Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments for Windows, PS3, PS4, 360, and Xbox One.
I see a lot of those Sherlock Holmes games coming out, so I'm guessing they do sell.
Yeah.
They've never interested me, but I see them like at stores or if I'm browsing like Amazon, they'll pop up occasionally. And I'm like, what is this? I guess they do well because they keep bringing them out.
Do I have any of those? I think I might on Steam. If I do, I will actually try and do a video on one of those. But yeah, kind of interesting. No, I don't see it. Maybe I actually don't have one. That's weird. I don't own a game on Steam. But, yeah, I wonder how it works, though, if it's any good. For me, though, I think the biggest game there that day is probably Persona 4 Arena Ultimax for me.
Yeah, I got my eye on Shadow of Mordor. That's another game I could wait on, for a sale. That's like a Black Friday game.
Yeah.
That's like 30 or 40 bucks and you get it then, but it isn't something I'm going to run out and get. Because one, I'm not a huge, like, Lord of the Rings guy. I did enjoy the films. I never read the books. I think the universe is cool, but it looks like a cool action game from the footage that I've seen, but it isn't something that I'm like, oh, I need to get this. And Persona 4 Arena, I haven't played it through Golden yet, so there's no point in getting this. Plus the original Persona 4 Arena, which also has a story mode. So Forza Horizon 2, I enjoyed what I played of Forza 5, but I think I'll probably pass on this one since Drive Club is like the following month. And honestly, that has more of my interest in this one.
Yeah, same here. Only a week later, too, so... Alright, and we do have 2 more games listed here, but...
Game of the year right here.
With 2 being announced releases, we have Cooking Mama 5, Bon Appetit.
These games must sell incredibly well, because they're on the 5th one already. Jeez.
Yeah. Probably not including spin-offs.
Oh, yeah.
For the 3DS, and...
They have, like, Cooking Papa. Like, they have to have that, Cooking Papa. They just make a new series. Just change the gender.
I want to see a Cooking Mama Hannibal Lecter version. That I would buy.
That would be crazy. That would be a crazy crossover. You wouldn't expect.
And finally, we have Murasaki Baby releasing on the PlayStation Vita sometime in September.
This I got my eye on, and I've had my eye on for like a year now. Jeez.
Oh,
They,
yeah.
they announced this like last Gamescom, and not the one that was just a few weeks ago. The one from last year, and it still hasn't come out, which really is shocking in my opinion. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, this one looks pretty cool. I like the art style. It looks similar to like a Tim Burton movie, like Nightmare Before Christmas or any of the other films, in that genre that look like that from Tim Burton. So it has my interest. I just don't know what day it comes out. If it comes out the 9th, it's completely screwed. 'Cause
Yep.
I'm not going to... Maybe if it comes out sometime later in the month, or God forbid gets pushed back to October.
At this point, personally, I would be hoping for a delay into October.
Well, yeah, your month is pretty full for September. Mine's just Destiny and probably Murasaki Baby because it's a Vita game, pretty much. It's a Vita exclusive, so.
Mm-hmm. Yep, quite interested in that too, and it's kind of hard to believe I'm saying that since it's basically just one big escort mission.
Mhm. Yeah, it just looks unique.
Mm-hmm.
I like to support these like strange looking PlayStation exclusives that'll eventually get ported to the PS4. Tearaway. I bet you we're gonna see this next year on the PS4.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Well,
Poor PS Vita.
anyways, that's the games of September for you folks. Quite a few releases. If you're a JRPG fan, there is a shit ton releasing in September. Christmas come early for sure.
JRPG fans got raped this month. Their wallets, I should say, not themselves. That should be the title of the episode. JRPG fans got raped. Their wallets, that is, not the people themselves. I'm not condoning that.
Well, it appears like I always bend over for NIS anyway, so.
Oh, man.
Well then, with those out of the way, folks, please tell us what you are looking forward to in September. Probably Destiny for most people.
Yeah, that game's gonna be big, man. I've had so many people like come up to me, and I work, like, if people don't know, I work retail, electronics retail, so you get questions about it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And just by gauging that, which is, just like casual people who play like Call of Duty and stuff, they're doing an incredible job marketing that game because it's absolutely everywhere.
Yep.
Anyway, moving into the news stories of this week.
Yes. Why don't you take it away with our first?
So the first story, which is another Japanese game, that is there's going to be a brand new Yakuza game. It's going to be called Yakuza 0. It's going to be a prequel to the franchise. It's going to be coming out on PS3 and PS4
Woo!
sometime soon in Japan and never in the West.
Yes, if the last one's any indication.
Yeah, which that's disappointing. And they never released the HD collection either here in the West, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yakuza has been always a series that I've wanted to get into, but I never really spend much time with it. I remember the third one was coming out and it was getting a lot of publicity, but then Sega, changed a lot of the content in the game for the Western release, and I did not buy it just because of that, because I'd rather have, the closest thing to the original. I can understand they need to make tweaks and changes, but then they released Yakuza 4. I picked that one up. I played a little bit of it, but I think it came out probably during a time period that there was so much other stuff that I really didn't give it, the shot it deserved. So, and it's really like a spiritual successor to the Shenmue series, if you look at it. So, with that alone, I should really play these games. But if we won't be getting any further games in the series, that's kind of gonna suck if I play 4 and I get into it. I'm like, I'll never see one again.
Well, there's also the zombie one you could pick up.
Oh yeah, the Dead Souls. Yeah,
Which was fun.
yeah. I might pick that up sometime.
Alright, well, moving onwards, one of the biggest things that happened this past week, well, it was rumored for a while that Google was going to buy Twitch. Well, that deal fell through, and Amazon came in and bought Twitch for $970 million in cash, apparently. So...
No, 970 million in Amazon credit. They put it in Twitch's trading account. Oh, that'd be hilarious. That's what it was. But yeah, I think this is a great move because Google not owning both YouTube and Twitch is great in my opinion.
Yes.
So they won't have a monopoly over this, the content distribution, specifically for us like YouTubers and gamers that use Twitch and YouTube. And YouTube pretty much has features to stream and stuff. It isn't as elaborate as Twitch, but it's cool. I think it's good. There's going to be competition in the marketplace, and maybe we see some shakeups over at Twitch, and maybe it becomes even more interactive than it has in the past, which is cool.
Yep. Yeah, that would be nice. Like you said, I think this is a great deal as well. And Amazon, they're a fantastic company, so
Yeah.
they've not done that much wrong compared to like Google.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think this will be good for everybody in the end, and we'll probably see a lot more Amazon ads on Twitch coming into the near future.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because I think it was the X Factor, right, where they discussed this topic, and they were talking about how they could market games and say you're watching a game, you'll have like a link right next to it for you to buy it. It just makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Except for Nintendo games, because they're going to be like, oh no, they can't show our footage, and we have some issues with Amazon that we can't sell our consoles on there for whatever reason. Anyway, speaking of Nintendo, let's some positive Nintendo.
Yeah.
Probably, honestly, for me, this is the best like gaming news of the week, because this is something I've wanted for years.
Yep.
Not only DLC from Nintendo, but Nintendo to expand the Mario Kart roster. And that's exactly what they're going to be doing. And there's going to be 2 different DLC packs. They're each, I believe, $7.99 if you want to buy them individually. One comes out in November. One comes out in May of next year. If you buy them both together, now pre-order, you get a discount. So for $12, you get them. And you're going to be getting some DLC packs that is going to include Link from the Legend of Zelda series, Tanuki Mario, Catsued Peach. You're also going to be getting Isabelle from Animal Crossing and the Villager from Animal Crossing. Also Dry Bones. And each of them are going to get the DLC packs. Each are going to bring 4 new vehicles and 8 tracks. So that's 8 new vehicles, 16 tracks for $12. In my opinion, that's like a ridiculous amount of content for that price, because how many tracks does it currently has 32, if I'm not mistaken, Mario Kart 8, because I know there's 8 different cups, and each has 4.
Yep.
So yeah, 32. And they're just expanding the roster beyond the Mario characters, and it's fucking awesome, honestly. When I first heard about this news, I thought it was a joke.
Yeah.
I thought somebody was pulling like an early April Fool's Day joke. I'm like, no way. Nintendo didn't finally listen to its customers and release DLC that's, priced well, and it's really worthwhile. And it's awesome. As of right now, I've already pre-ordered it because I was like, I need to get this, even if it's a ways off. $12, and they also have the Mercedes-Benz DLC, which is free right now that you could download. They also have, if you pre-order this, I believe you have like alternate colors for like Yoshi.
Yep.
So you could change the different colored Yoshis to like pink Yoshi, blue Yoshi, I believe. So this is really cool. Really, really cool. This is the best news of the week, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you there. It's just like you said, it's such a good value. It's like, I don't think we've ever seen DLC priced this well with this much value into it. Ever.
Yeah, because if you compare it to like Call of Duty map packs, those bring what 5 maps,
Mm-hmm.
and they're $15.
Yep.
You're getting 16 tracks with 8 new cards and 6 new characters
Mm-hmm.
for $12. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a complete expansion. It's like a Mario Kart expansion pretty much.
Essentially,
They could
yeah.
package this and like re-release it
Mm-hmm.
and have like the Mario Kart like definitive edition.
Yeah.
But this is really cool. It sucks that, they're spread out so far apart. We're getting one in November, which isn't that far away, but then the next one's going to be in May.
Yep.
I wonder if these are going to tie in with the Amiibo figures that are currently up for pre-order, and I'm really trying to avoid to pre-order those, man.
I just saw something. I saw those Amiibo figures, and well, they do have Link and whatnot, but if this is a sign of what's coming, would it be possible that we'll see Samus Aran in Mario Kart eventually?
That'd be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind it if we saw any of those characters that are in Smash Brothers and Mario Kart. That'd be awesome. The more the merrier for me, because they're pretty much doing what the Sonic All-Star games did,
Mm-hmm.
which was the right way to go. And this is what I've been wanting Mario Kart to do for like the last 2 Mario Karts that they've released.
Yep.
After playing Sonic All-Stars Racing, that spoiled me, and I'm like, wait, we could have had this years ago on Mario Kart with all the different tracks from different Nintendo franchises. It just made sense. So
Yep. And one of the funniest things about this too is the new carts that will be available is, like you said, a bunch of F-Zero ones, but yet
oh
more
yeah,
Captain
I forgot
Falcon.
to mention that. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. There's gonna be a few F-Zero carts in the mix. So
It's like Mario and Luigi just like stole his ride and ran away with it.
it's kind of weird too how they announced this. Well, it was more like a leak, I guess, than in what was it, the UK Nintendo website. They
Yeah.
posted it up early, and it was really supposed to come out the day the DLC launched, which was about a day or 2 ago, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
The Mercedes-Benz, because I got a notification on my Wii U on the gamepad, and it said, "Oh, here, pre-order the brand new tracks and characters and all that."
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it kind of leaked early. I'm surprised they didn't do a Nintendo Direct and then had this like as a big part, because people would have lost their minds if they had a Nintendo. It was kind of a stealth launch.
Yep.
Which is strange because this is big news in my opinion.
Oh yeah. Maybe they didn't do that because they don't have like everything ready yet.
Yeah, and they don't have more to show.
Yeah.
So it's probably like in the prototype stages right now, maybe like in the alpha or something, and it's not at the level of showing yet, but this looks really cool.
Now, speaking of Nintendo Directs, there was a Japanese 3DS Direct this morning on August 29th when we're recording this. And quite frankly, this should have been like a global Nintendo Direct because it was huge news. They showed off some more gameplay of Smash, revealing that Shulk from Xenoblade Chronicles is going to be in the game, which basically confirms the leak from last week.
The leak from a week or 2 ago.
Sorry. They also showed off some more gameplay of Bravery 2nd, Final Fantasy Explorers, a new One Piece game, Monster Hunter 4, and then they dropped the bombshell that, oh yeah, we're going to do a new 3DS model, but this isn't a slimmer version or a bigger version. This thing is completely new. It's got more graphical horsepower stuck into it. The 3D has been improved. It's basically an overhaul. It's
better screen. It has the little analog nub, which is really strange.
Yeah, the C-stick, basically, as they referred to it, I believe.
Really strange.
Yeah, I've just pulled up the article from Polygon. I'll just read through this real quickly. Will feature a smaller analog nub above the A, B, X, and Y buttons. Likewise, existing buttons have been colored to match the old school SNES controller. A nice little touch in my opinion. The hardware will also arrive with new shoulder buttons, which will be situated next to the existing ZL and ZR buttons. Oh wow, sorry. Additionally, the system will feature a better CPU than previous models, according to Nintendo, which allows for faster eShop browsing and downloading. And the new Nintendo's 3DS more powerful internals will be used for at least one game, and that game is Xenoblade Chronicles getting ported to a portable system. That's incredible.
Yeah, that game's massive.
Yeah, that alone basically sold me on buying one of these new 3DSs.
Yeah, it also has the customizable plates too.
Yeah, I was just
So
saying that. Yeah.
so you don't have to worry about getting a limited edition, which is cool.
Yeah, I really like that feature. The fact that they're allowing people to basically customize on their own now, that's really cool. Let's see, it also has built-in NFC on the bottom touchscreen for the upcoming launch of the Amiibo figurines. Custom covers, as you mentioned, and they claim that the stereoscopic 3D will be better than in previous devices where you can actually look at it from a side-angle view now without it being all blurry.
That's actually pretty cool because that happens a lot, especially with a game that you have to have really fast reflexes. You'll tilt a 3DS every now and then. So that'll be pretty cool. And the only thing it's the C stick that's throwing me off. Really, everything else I'm down with, a better CPU. Even though, like you said, this could be a 3DS2 essentially, but I guess they don't want to go that far. They're just trying to do what Apple does and refresh the devices on a yearly basis and add some improvements. But yeah, the more I look at it now, the more I think, yeah, I'll probably end up getting one of these eventually. We don't have a release date yet for North America, but October 11th in Japan, which is right around the corner.
We might see it by summer of next year, I would imagine. Which
probably, yeah, maybe spring to summer around there.
Personally, I think I will actually buy one of these. I'm 99% sure I will at this point. Simply because, unlike a lot of people, I still have my launch 3DS. I never bothered to upgrade before.
No! Yeah, you need to get this then.
So yeah, this, I'm glad I waited now.
You know what's funny about this is that if they announce a Smash Brothers, that bundle that's coming out in Europe, the exclusive 3DS, right? XL. Yeah, I'm not getting that. That kind of killed it for me.
Did you watch the Direct by any chance?
No, I didn't.
When they were announcing the release date and whatnot, they confirmed that there's going to be a version of that Smash Brother ones done in the new 3DS style.
Oh, really?
So yeah, Japan's getting that.
Wow. Bunch of dicks. Make us wait till next year. Get out of here with that, Nintendo. Oh, man, that's cool then. There's no reason for me to buy that if it hits the US. I'll just wait and get, this version down the line or whatever. Plus, it's customizable, so maybe they'll release, I don't know what they are, they aren't skins, but they're, plates.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see that.
I know personally I'll have my eyes open for the Luigi one.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. And it's, now with this, with the whole NFC, I think that really shows how much Nintendo's putting the Amiibo figures at the forefront right now. And how much they're really going to push that. Because if they're re-releasing a 3DS so it has the ability to read the figures, and they have big plans for damn
well,
figures.
I think you can do it with the normal 3DS now. because there's that little black section on the back of the 3DS that has that function on
I know they said that like they were gonna make like an adapter for the 3DS if I'm not mistaken, but
Okay.
I guess that's why they opted to create a new one that has this stuff built in.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be confusing for consumers though going,
Oh, yeah.
which I get this all the time. What's the
Especially,
difference between the DS, the 2DS, the 3DS, the 3DS XL? Like which games work on which, and
yeah, especially if we get more games like Xenoblade Chronicles, which will only work with the new 3DS.
and I guess they're branding it new 3DS, so it's I guess like the new iPad or
Mhm.
new Super Mario Brothers.
They were, they really had the great creative team in that day for naming purposes.
Yeah, they they just have to, put it on the box like that it works with everything.
Hmm
2DS, 3DS, all that. If not, people are going to be even more confused.
Yep. Alright, well, I do believe that does it for our gaming news this week. So, we've got a few little news stories here in regards to the movie and TV world. So, why don't you take it away with our first one?
So the first news story we have here is about Batman versus Superman. And one of the most controversial aspects of the Superman reboot, Man of Steel, was about the last 20-25 minutes of the film where they were destroying Metropolis. And I know that pissed off a lot of people. They're like, why are you just destroying it and millions of people are dying and all this? So supposedly in the new film, Superman's going to have to answer to that, and the whole storyline is going to be based around that. That if it wasn't for Superman, General Zod would have never came to Metropolis, and all the destruction would have never happened. So this probably seems like what Lex Luthor is going to be. That's what it seems to me.
Yeah.
That is going to be the basis of the Lex Luthor character, that he's going to be against Superman, and he's going to bring this to the attention of like the government, and that we're not safe with Superman around, and that's what it seems to me is going to be happening. And I don't know where Batman's going to fit into this storyline, but we'll see what happens. The movie's still a ways off, keeps getting delayed and
Pushed forward.
pushed forward and then pushed back, and I don't even know when it's coming out at this point because it just keeps going back and forth. But I really enjoyed the first film, Man of Steel, so I'm looking forward to this one. And it's cool that they'll, take some of the concerns people had of the first movie and implement those into the story of the second one.
Yeah, using a little bit of logic for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Alright, well, moving onwards to a bit of TV and Marvel news. Crusher Creel is coming to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's right, the Absorbing Man has been casted in the second season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And will be on the premiere episode airing on the 23rd. And he's going to be played by Teen Wolf's Brian Patrick Wade. So yeah, a big name character from the Marvel Comics. Actually fought the Avengers quite a few times.
That sounds pretty cool, that they're really pushing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yep.
It'd be cool. I hope it continues and it keeps being successful, so we'll see even more of these. Like we already are seeing more with the Netflix deal for those other Marvel franchises, and then the Gotham series, which is premiering soon, right? So yeah, it's exciting that we're seeing these comic book properties adapted into television shows, which are big right now. Television shows are huge. The Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones. So.
Yep, and you add in like the superhero aspect, which people are craving at the box office these days. So.
Yeah.
And of course, he's not the only character that's going to be appearing in Season 2. Some other actors have been cast, including Adrini Palaki, who will be playing Bobby Morse, aka Mockingbird. The funniest thing with that one, she was going to play Wonder Woman on the canceled TV series. So now she's playing a Marvel character. Lucy Lawless of, oh god.
From Xena?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
She will be playing Agent Isabel Hartley.
I'll just watch the show just for that. Spartacus, everybody, go watch that.
Reed Diamond has been cast as Daniel Whitehall. Nick Blood has been cast as Lance Hunter. Henry Simmons as Alfonso Mac Mackenzie. And Kyle McLanlian as Sky's father. So, yeah, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's going to be pretty big this next season, I think.
It's pretty cool.
Yep. Now, why don't you take us back to the realm of movies?
So, there's going to be a reboot happening pretty soon, and that is for the I was about to say Uncharted. We haven't even seen the first film yet, so that's not possible. The Underworld franchise, which I actually really enjoy these movies. First one came out in 2003. It was kind of a sleeper hit. Like, it kind of got a cult following, and then we got a second one. Then we got the prequel, and then after that we got a sequel, though. The last one, which was Underworld Awakening. And, yeah, it's going to be getting rebooted, which kind of seems really soon since the last movie was just 2 years ago. And I don't know if they're just going to take elements of the story and, create, another character, because the lead in this was Kate Beckinsale, which I love in the role. But, yeah, we'll see what happens with this. I enjoy the movies. I think the best one, probably either the first or second film. The third one, I know a lot of people don't like. That was the prequel. I enjoyed it. Underworld Awakening was it was good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't as good as the first or second film. But we'll see where this franchise goes.
I'm glad one of us could talk about it because I've never seen any of them.
Oh, really? You should definitely check out the first two. They're actually really cool. They're films that I wish they would have adapted into a game, because it just seemed really cool. And this was before the whole vampire craze happened with the Twilight and what's that other series, True Blood, which just finished. Before that whole craze with vampires and werewolves and all that, that's what the first movie is about. Kate Beckinsale's character, she is a vampire, and then she's fighting the Lycans. So it's like this, like the title says, this whole underworld society of this battle that's been going on for hundreds of years between the vampires and the werewolf Lycans. So it's actually really cool. I wish they would have made a game for this movie series. It seemed like something that would fit perfectly.
Yeah, it would have. All right. Well, with that's going to do it for our news stories this week. So it's time to dive into our been playing, been watching, and probably haven't been reading anything section.
Nope. Like the thing says here.
Well, I'll start us off with the been playing this week, and one of the games that I've been playing quite a lot of recently, Rogue Legacy on the PlayStation 4 and Vita. That game is like crack, I swear. Every night I sit down now, it's like, I want to play something. Turn on the PlayStation 4. You know what? I'll play a little bit more Rogue Legacy, and I've actually passed level 200 at this point. It is extremely good. It's a simple game when you look at it. There's only 4 bosses and then one end boss, but it can take you a long time to beat, and you've got the randomized dungeon thing going on. It's just so good.
I downloaded this, and I downloaded it specifically to the Vita because it seemed like a perfect portable game.
Yep.
I just haven't had a chance to check it out yet.
Oh, do so, man. Do so. I started off on the Vita, then I basically transferred over to the PS4 just for... I did it for streaming originally, but then I kind of got hooked on the PS4 version a little bit more. It's so
pretty
good.
Cool. Yeah, it just seems like kind of strange with the whole mechanic of you die and you come back as like a son, I
Yep,
guess, or
son or daughter,
a daughter, yeah.
which all the daughters have beards a lot of the time.
That's funny.
Basically, they went the old school route. It's like, here's a female character. There's a pink bow on her head. That's the only difference.
Wow. That's pretty funny.
Yep. So, what about you? What's something you've been playing?
I've only been playing one game, and people are going to get mad about what I'm going to talk about. You know what I'm going to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
And that is The Last of Us Remastered on PS4. I just got to tell you my journey up to this point with The Last of Us. I first saw, the E3 demo that everybody was glowing about, myself included, and I really, really thought it was cool. Naughty Dog was creating a brand new franchise on the PS3. It was going to be like the PS3's swan song, as they say. And then I was really hyped. It was released last June. I bought like the GameStop exclusive collector's edition, which I just checked on eBay, and like sealed ones are going for over $1,000. No bullshit, crazy. But I bought that, got it on release date. Never played it because at the time there was so much hype surrounding it from all the different publications, from all the people who played it. Everybody was gushing about this game. I waited a few months, and I kind of got a feeling that it was going to get a port to the PS4. And then eventually it did get announced that we were getting a port. So then I didn't even play it again because I was just going to wait to play it on PS4. And then I picked it up last month, came out, if I'm not mistaken. And I started a few weeks ago, which is strange. I thought this was going to be one of those games that I play in maybe 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
That's not really the case. I played it like a good portion, maybe 1.5, 2 days, and then I kind of took a break from it for like a week or so, and then went back to it and like finished it out. And I think the game is good, and I'm still thinking about it, but I had like a strange reaction to it. I just didn't like it as much as other people liked it. It isn't necessarily like one of my favorite games of all time. And going into this, that's what I thought it was going to be, one of my favorite PS3 games, one of my favorite games of all time. And I enjoyed it, but not to the level that everybody else did. And it's a good game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just, I think it's overhyped in my opinion, but it's probably my fault that I waited so long to play it. And just the anticipation from waiting an extra year to play it probably kind of killed it. And I heard some spoilers here and there about certain sections of the game, and I knew going into it, like when they first announced it and they first showed the character of Ellie, I knew she was going to be the cure. Like that wasn't something that was spoiled for me. But yeah, it's strange. I think my issues with the game, big part was the ending, which really pissed me off. So I'll get into it in a second. But in terms of the gameplay, like just different aspects of the game, the soundtrack is fantastic. It's really good. I really like the whole like earthy guitar feel to it. It's really good. The voice acting is great. Motion capture is great. The story's good, but as I mentioned like on Twitter a few days ago, I thought The Walking Dead did a better job of, that whole father-daughter, not mechanic, but dynamic, where, as Joel, you sort of, as the game progresses, become like a father figure for Ellie, and then she becomes like your daughter in a sense, which is kind of what happened pretty much in The Walking Dead. And maybe if I hadn't played The Walking Dead, I would have, had a better reaction to this game. And,
well, no, I can argue against that because I played The Walking Dead beforehand and just loved The Last of Us the next year after, so...
Yeah, I just think for me personally, because The Walking Dead was just... It was kind of something that I hadn't experienced before.
Okay.
And then this game, it felt like a rehash. And I don't want to diss like Naughty Dog, because I know they had been working on this game for years. And honestly, they had the concept for the game before The Walking Dead, but it's just because The Walking Dead was my first impression with something like this. Maybe that's why I prefer it. But there was some issues with the gameplay and the AI specifically that took me out of the experience. There were some weird glitches at the beginning of the game that kind of set the tone, and I don't know what was the issue since it was a port from PS3. Maybe there was some glitches they couldn't patch out, but like one of the soldiers in one of the towns you're about to leave, there was like this glitch that happened where his like hand went through something, or like an item he was holding went through something. It just was weird. And then specifically the AI, my issue with it was that when it worked great, it was great, but there would be times where Ellie or Tess or any of the other characters, they would just walk like right next to the clicker, and the clicker would not notice them, yet I walk exactly how they did, and I'd be dead immediately. So that kind of took me out of the experience, because I thought, hey, shouldn't the AI for Ellie or Tess, they should be hiding. They shouldn't be trying to go anywhere near these clickers. Another thing, which I kind of just went blank on now that I got to think because I've been talking about this game so much. There was something else about the... Oh, yeah, I know. That the game is very survival, horror influence, that meaning you don't have a lot of resources, a lot of supplies. You really have to find things in the environment. And that didn't bother me. What bothered me was that there'd be sections that you run out of ammo, and that's fine, but then there'd be another section, specifically the one where he's in the garage, Joel, and he gets pulled into the trap, and you just suddenly have unlimited amount of ammunition, where the last few hours you've been playing the game, it was hard to come by ammunition, and you had to be real stealthy. You had to use the shivs and take out the clickers, and so it had really cool like stealth mechanics, but then you would get to like one of those parts of the game and they're trying to create this grounded, realistic experience, and that's pretty much my issue. This realistic experience, yet the AI wasn't working well, and then you just get unlimited ammo in some of these sections. So that kind of threw me out, but sounds like I'm being really negative, but I really enjoyed the game. But the last thing that bothered me was the ending. And spoilers, I'm going to talk about spoilers now. I've been talking about spoilers, but specifically the ending, you get to the point where they get to the lab of the Fireflies, and they have to take Ellie into surgery and then extract, the stuff that she has in her brain so they could create a vaccine to help all the humans on the planet. And Joel's not having that shit. He's like, no! So he starts going on a rampage all throughout the hospital. You're killing everybody. There was one portion that really made me uncomfortable where you walk into the surgery room and you have to kill the doctor and the nurses. Like, there was no option for you to leave them alive. As far as I know, you had to shoot them, and then you grabbed Ellie, and then you ran away. You're trying to escape from the enemies, and then pretty much Joel was a dick because I understand what they were trying to go for. That his love for Ellie was so strong that he'd rather have her as essentially his daughter instead of helping the whole damn world to create a vaccine, which would essentially kill her because they'd have to do surgery on her brain, which really pissed me off because I'm like, you're just fucking over the whole human race because you love this girl, which is a powerful message, but it just really ticked me off. And then at the last scene at the end of the game is Ellie asked him, so was all that stuff you told me in the car about the Fireflies and all that true? And he said, like, I guess he said, you swear? And he said, yeah, I swear. And then that's where the game ended. And I'm like, what? That's it? I just got really mad about it. And that's one thing. Like, if a game ends a certain way, it's really important how a game ends for me in terms of the story, for me to really, really enjoy the game. And, like, it'll be like something like Journey, how the ending of that game where you reach the end of the mountain and then you're essentially, like, going up to heaven. But this, I don't know. I wonder, what was your reaction to the end of the game?
The complete opposite of what you had, basically. Because I thought the game ended perfectly the way it did. going back first off, the doctors and nurses, I'm pretty sure you could keep the nurses alive if you wanted to.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I was trying to, but then I just shot off. I was like, Joel was pissed, and
Yeah.
as a character, you're pissed. Like, at that moment, I was into it. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to save Ellie. But then when I thought about it, I was like, it's a dick move. Like, you could be saving the whole human race. But
that's the one thing, like, I can see where you're coming from with that, but I think I can kind of see Joel's point of view for doing what he did a bit more so. Not necessarily that he loved Ellie as a daughter at that point in the game, but she was like his one reason now for being alive, his one reason to keep going, and if he lost her as well at this point, there would be like nothing left for him anymore. So, like, he was selfish, and to be quite honest with you, stuck in that kind of situation, I probably would have done the same thing. It's like, well, fuck the rest of humanity. I've been, you know, I've been shit out of luck for the past 20 years. I need something in my life that's good, so I thought that was really impactful, and like you said at the end, the cutoff, that I think was really powerful in a way, simply because you could tell the look on Ellie's face. She knew he was lying, but that kind of same connection I just mentioned, Joel having to Ellie, I think she had that at that point as well, where she needed him to keep going as well. So, need him for her to keep going. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought it was really impactful. I remember playing through that for the very first time and, like, having to put the controller down because I was just, like, so mesmerized by it.
Yeah. And that's another thing. I never really, like, The Walking Dead, like, at the end, I just bawled my eyes out. Like, it was bad at the end of season 1 where you have to shoot Lee, which that just, like, broke me. Like, I was done. But at the end of The Last of Us, I didn't have that reaction. There wasn't anything. Sure, there was a lot of, like, memorable moments in the game, just starting out with the intro, which I thought was really cool how they started the game when you're playing as Joel's daughter, and then the events leading up to her death, and which it was sad, but I didn't, like, break down or anything. There was, like, a lot of segments like that through the game, but I never really broke down. The only part that really caught me off guard was where you were with the black guy who had his younger brother with him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That was fucked up. Like, where he turns and then he's, like, attacking Ellie, and he has to. It was him, right? Like, his brother had to shoot him because it was either that or at first he didn't want to shoot him, but then he didn't, and then after that he turns around and shoots himself. That was probably, like, the most, like, impactful moment in the game for me personally. I know a lot of people, they, like you said, the ending was really impactful and other segments of the game, but that one, like, really caught me off guard because everything else I kind of saw, playing through games and seeing how stories unfold, you could kind of see coming, but this one was like, I didn't see that coming. Like, the guy just turning around immediately and shooting himself. I was like damn. But it's a great game. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it isn't like a masterpiece. Like, I guess I just can't look over the small, like, gripes that I have with the AI and the ammunition and then some of the ways the story unfolded. But it's a great game, and I could appreciate for what it is because I ended up watching the documentary that's on the disc, like Grounded, the making of The Last of Us, which I definitely recommend for anybody who's played the game. Check it out. If you're listening to this now, you've played the game, so I just spoiled the whole fucking game for you. But go watch it. But
question. Did you play the DLC yet?
I haven't played that yet. I'm gonna play that. I'm trying to distance myself with it because I'm still, like, my emotions go back and forth. Like, I'm still constantly thinking about the game, which is a good thing when you're thinking, like, different moments of the game and what they meant and how they impacted me and what issues I had and what things that I really like and what things I didn't. So, all that's going through my head. So I'm kind of distancing myself from it right now. And especially a game like that that's so like morbid and like depressing. Like I'm probably gonna play like Infamous Second Son next, which is something more upbeat than The Last of Us. But I could say it's a fantastic game, and I could understand why a lot of people, it resonated with a lot of people. It just didn't resonate with me as much as other people. I can still say it's a great game, and I really enjoyed it. But some of the issues, like, I don't know, which is strange because a game like Beyond Two Souls last year had a ton of issues, but I still thought it was my game of the year. It had an incredible amount of issues, but I could overlook that for whatever reason. But this I can't, I guess, because Beyond Two Souls was different. It got panned by critics, and this is like 10 out of 10s from some of the, all the major outlets, 10 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. One of the greatest games ever made, the greatest game of the generation for a lot of people, but it just isn't for me, which is unfortunate. I actually want to replay it, and on New Game Plus, try to go through it again and see if I have the same reaction or not. So, but it is a great game. I had a really good time with it. It's just there were some issues that I just couldn't overlook. So I don't hate it, people. I'm not Lauren from EVA who despise the game. Which I think. Let's talk about some good things about the game. And I know I'm just dragging on now, but it's the only game I played, so let me talk. Like I was talking about, the stealth mechanics are really cool. The whole crafting mechanics are really cool. I like how you have to really look at your inventory and pick what are you going to use. Like, are you going to use this knife and shiv? Like and who are you going to attack first? Are you going to attack the clickers who are really completely infected and they started to turn, or are you going to attack the ones that are at the beginning stages of infection? Or I really like that dynamic. You really had to move through the world, and it was really tense. It was kind of like Splinter Cell, but even better in a way, where you had to take out certain enemies at certain times. And the game looks great too. Definitely a great looking game. Like I said, the soundtrack I think is fantastic. The voice acting is great. The acting from the whole cast is top notch. And I really like the gunplay too. I know some people didn't like the gunplay for whatever reason. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a refinement to like the Uncharted style system, because of course they developed this after the Uncharted franchise, so they're gonna have some of the same elements. But yeah, and I'm probably gonna play it again, honestly, because I kind of like though that I had a mixed reaction, because not everybody felt that way. A lot of people, they very high praise, and I still think it's a great game. It's just, yeah, it just didn't rub me the right way, I guess.
Yeah, I need to get back into playing it again as well.
Mm-hmm.
I started the remastered version there last week sometime, but just haven't had the chance to get back to it.
Yeah, I gotta play the DLC. I want to see what's that all about. I know it's like the side story for Ellie and
that one might hit you a bit more emotionally.
I gotta check it out. It's just I want to give myself a break from that, because it was that's one of those games you play and you feel like drained.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. It's kind of like Dead Space, which I just wanted to complete immediately as I started playing it, just to get through it. But it is a great game. I don't know if it's my favorite PS3 game, honestly, or PS4 game at this point, but I do like that I waited to play it on PS4 because it's a better controller, because I just went back to record some gameplay for Uncharted 3 for like a video that I did on my YouTube channel. And man, going back from PS4 to PS3 controller is crazy, honestly, because the new controller is so good. Yeah. If I would have played it last year, I probably wouldn't have noticed, honestly, if I played it on PS3. But this year, I would. There's a difference there, and the new controller is so much better. But yeah, after my half an hour Last of Us discussion. Because you have a bunch of other games to go through.
Yeah, most of these I can run through pretty quickly. Before we started recording, I was playing a bit of Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD. That game looks pretty.
Oh, man. That game is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so good looking. It's like playing a Pixar movie at this point.
I know, man. You just want to live in that world.
Mm-hmm. I've been playing a bit of Surgeon Simulator A&E Anniversary Edition.
I saw you put up a video about it. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, I'll mention that one later. I played through a few of the surgeries last night. Got to the eyeball one. Oh, no, this morning, actually. Yeah, I put those out today. Yeah, I went to the eye transplant surgery. That's where I ended off to this morning, and that one is disturbing in so many ways.
This game's kind of goofy, though, right?
God, yes.
It's not like precision. It's more about just messing around.
It's Octodad controls, basically.
Gotta get this now. I have to get this now, or just wait on a sale. But just by saying Octodad controls, that's hilarious.
Yeah, basically that's all there is to it. It is so hard and frustrating at times to do what you want to do, but that's the whole purpose of a game anyway. Yeah, that was fun. I also got the achievement today for killing a patient in under 15 seconds, so...
That's funny.
Great. But the biggest thing I've probably been playing outside of Rogue Legacy was Tuesday, sorry. I played The Walking Dead Season 2, Episode 5.
I need to catch up. I've only played Episode 1 back when, like, a month after it came out or something. I probably have to replay it at this point. Because I remember some of the stuff that happened, but just to have it fresh on my mind.
Yeah. Well, you'll get the previously on.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the game does that. Yeah, that's really cool that they do that.
So, yeah, playing through that. I won't spoil anything, but I will say this. It started off a little bit slow, but the final act was extremely strong. The choices in this one were like gray line all the way through. It's like, oh, fuck, they're like... I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing here this time. Give an example on that. I was talking with Aussie Legend the same night, and we basically went with complete opposite choices for everything. So yeah, that was quite interesting there. But I will say it's not leaving as emotional impact on me as like the first season did.
Okay.
But still, I cried at the end easily enough, but yeah.
Lee comes back from the dead. He's like, shoot me again.
Oh, God.
And then Joel runs in and grabs a Clementine. He's like, I'm not letting you die either.
But I will say, it was really strong, and... Well, like I said, me and Ozzy went with like completely different choices, and we actually had completely different endings to the game. Like where his Clementine, where his Clementine is at the end of his game is complete opposite of where mine's at right now.
That's pretty cool that they expanded it more, because the first season it was like they had a lot of choices, but from what I heard from people who went back, it wasn't that different, I guess. Because still things were going to happen. Like Lee was going to get bitten regardless, of whatever you did. But that's cool.
From what I know, there is 5 different possible endings that you can get through at the end of this season.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, great game. It's up there right now in my top 10. Not necessarily in my top 5, I don't think, but because there's been some really strong games this year. Yeah.
That's cool. I need to download like the latest episode or like start playing them again little by little.
Yeah, definitely.
But since I just finished The Last of Us.
Yeah, give
like
yourself
going
an
into
emotional
another,
break.
yeah, give myself a break from that place. I'm infamous, and yeah.
All right, so I guess we can dive into our bin watching section.
I'm trying to remember. I know there was something that I wanted to bring up, and then I don't remember.
Did you see Guardians yet?
No, I haven't seen any movie at the theaters. What I did see was The Amazing Spider-Man 2 because I bought it on Blu-ray,
Mm-hmm.
and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it's better than what people said it was, honestly. People were crapping all over the movie. Sure, some of the pacing wasn't that great, but I think the acting by Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone was incredible. Honestly, I got choked up at the end of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it was coming because I'm familiar with the the storyline from the comics.
Yep. But you didn't know if they were going to do it in this one or hold off till the next one.
Yeah, so when it happened, there was a lot of parts in the movie that kind of choked me up, like the different parts of just Peter by himself and
Mm-hmm.
how he feels like the argument that he has with Aunt May and what he feels about when Gwen Stacy's going to, was it Oxford, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It kind of broke me, honestly, I didn't expect going into this that I was gonna have such an emotional reaction to a Spider-Man movie, and it's just a testament to the acting all across the board. Honestly, I think everybody did a great job. Sure, Jamie Foxx is kind of goofy as Electro when he's not Electro, before he turns. It was goofy and over the top, but I still really enjoyed the movie. I think this is probably the best Spider-Man movie just because it got so into the character, not only from an emotional, personal Peter Parker level, but also the goofy, wit and, wisecracking Spider-Man. They just got that. And I don't know how they pulled it off because one section of the movie, you'll be like, man, this is depressing. And then 2 minutes later, he's cracking a joke. They just somehow found the perfect balance between the two, and I really enjoyed it. I liked it even more than the original Amazing Spider-Man, which I thought Andrew did an excellent job in that movie. He did an even better job in this movie, and I just can't wait to see what they do with the third film. I know they keep pushing it back because they want to do the Sinister Six movie, but yeah, there was some spectacular action scenes too. There was a lot of stuff, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
The scene in Times Square, which I actually watched
God.
the bonus features, and I'm because I'm watching it, I'm there's no fucking way they got to close Times Square and do all this shit. So, and then they say in the bonus features, they rented out a place in Long Island and they recreated Times Square, and even the CG in that look really good, and you see that a lot of the buildings are CG, and I'm man, those look real. It was some really cool scenes, and then the final scene where they're in the power plant, it was just a lot of good stuff in the movie. I really enjoyed it, even though it was very sad at the end, especially when you see the seasons passing and Peter Parker is at the tombstone, which is really sad. But then the way they ended is really cool because you see Rhino. And it's just cool. It's Peter Parker is back to being Spider-Man, and he's got another person to fight, another person. And that whole scene when the little kid runs out in front of Rhino and tries to stop him, he's in the Spider-Man costume. I thought it was really well done. It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it is the definitive Spider-Man movie at this point.
Yeah, 100% agree because they hit on all cylinders both aspects of the character, both Peter Parker and his Spider-Man, how do you call that, alter ego. Definitely highly recommend it. Still haven't seen Guardians.
You need to go see Guardians of the Galaxy.
I almost went to see it today because I was listening to Batista on Chris Jericho's podcast. And this guy's really nice. He's really cool and humble. And I really enjoyed it. So I was I might go see Guardians. But then I didn't.
Make an effort to see it this weekend.
Yeah, I gotta see it. I was about to see it today, honestly. Then I was like, because it was like really early, and I don't know if they were showing any like at the matinee or whatever. But yeah, I'll probably go see it.
Yep. Do it up, man. Do it up. I'm actually planning my 5th viewing on Monday.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's the last week to see it in IMAX 3D, so I'm like, yeah, I gotta do it again. I have to. Like, that movie has just, like, become my life at this point, I think. From just, like, collecting figures. I've got the soundtrack put on my phone, so I'm listening to that constantly.
I can see why you want to get a Infinity 2.0.
Yeah. Exactly, just for the Guardians at this point. As for some of the stuff I've been watching, I've been going through seasons of Fringe. I'm up to season 4 now. It's gotten weird, but still good. I went and saw the Doctor Who season premiere in theaters.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome. And probably the most packed I've seen a theater in the longest time. Like, there was more people in to see that than, like, the midnight showing of Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was pretty awesome, and we got to see, like, 15 minutes of behind-the-scenes footage from, like, the filming of the first episode, so that was pretty cool. And the last big thing I've been watching, I went to the theater today and watched Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's cool. They had like I guess like what do you call that? I forget.
I'm not sure if it'd be playing around your area or not. It should be anyway, but...
So I know they have like those Fathom events or something like that.
Yeah.
I know they do sometimes where they show like older movies or
yeah,
like obscure movies.
Yep. This is a little bit more special than that. This is Ghostbusters returning to theaters for their 30th anniversary.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is insane to think that that movie is 30 years old now.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
30 years.
But it still holds up, though.
I'm kind of pissed now that you mentioned like the 30-year thing that I didn't go to see Jurassic Park when they reshowed it in the fucking movie theaters.
Oh, yeah, I never got
I'm
to see
mad
that
about
either.
that. Damn it! It's like one of my favorite movies ever, and I didn't go see it.
Yeah. So yeah, went and saw that today. Just like another thing to check off the list. Yeah, saw Ghostbusters on the big screen. It was pretty cool looking around too. There wasn't many people in the theaters, but it was a lot of like older folks with their kids in there. So it was like introducing them to Ghostbusters. So I thought that was really cool today to see that. Just introducing a new generation to this like awesome, well done movie of the past.
Yeah, I think the only film that I saw like a re-release at the theaters was the Star Wars Special Editions. Back like in, what was that, 96, 97, 98, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Where they released like, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. Those are the only ones that I've seen like when they re-released them.
I hate you because I've been hoping for that for the longest time.
Yeah, I remember I don't know what happened to those posters. Like I had like the re-release official movie posters. I don't know. I think at the time I like moved and stuff, so I don't know what the hell happened to all that. But I do remember seeing them in the theater. I don't remember it that vividly, but I do remember seeing them.
Yeah.
I went to see them.
Cool. Yep, that pretty much does it for me there. Alright, so I guess that wraps up our been playing, been watching, and haven't been reading anything section. So it's time to move on to shameless self-promotion. And I know this week that you actually do have something to promote.
Yeah, so on my YouTube channel, I guess it'll be youtube.com/IsraelPacheco89. I have a few videos up. I think only 2 at this point. They're both PlayStation oriented. The first one's about, is the PlayStation Vita dead? Because at Gamescom, Sony really didn't show much Vita. Of course, they had like the cross-buy, cross-play games, but besides that, they didn't really, hone in on the Vita and show us some new stuff. Then the second video, which is funny because I filmed it. I hadn't finished The Last of Us at that point, but it was is Uncharted 4 going to become The Last of Us? Meaning, are they going to go with like a darker tone, a more like grounded, serious, tone for the fourth game? And we were just talking about that. That was me and my friend CJ, because of the first trailer that they showed with Nathan Drake. He wakes up, he's on like the beach, and then there's like a jungle, and there's all these dead skeletons. Of course, skeletons are dead. These skeletons in like cages, and it looks kind of somber and has a different feel to it from the other like Uncharted stuff. And especially with Amy Hennig's departure, which I really didn't get across, and that was really my argument, that with her departure, I thought they had like a fundamental issue where the series was going to go, since she was the creator and the writer of the series, if they were going to change it up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm planning to do more like PlayStation-oriented stuff on the channel, but I don't want to promise anything like I do and then not do anything. So you'll just see it up there someday. But I got plans to do stuff.
Cool. Quite looking forward to them, dude.
Thanks, man.
As for myself, it's just the usual stuff. This podcast, the comic shop pickups, the monthly pickups, which I actually soon have to do another one. God, time flies by quickly. I've also done some other stuff like Tales of Exillia 2. I did an unboxing of that. And I've been streaming a bit more from my PlayStation 4. Some Rogue Legacy. I actually did a live stream of the final boss, and I've uploaded that to YouTube since.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
And today I did a Surgeon Simulator video where I attempted the kidney surgery. It turned out to be a Lord X fails at video because, God, I was horrible in that. Mm. It was so simple of a surgery, too. I looked it up afterwards and like, holy crap, I can't believe I fucked that up so badly. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And I've returned back to Ride to Hell Retribution.
Oh, you're still not done with that game?
I'm still not done with that game.
I thought you were done with it by now. I guess not.
No, I took like a 2-month break from it.
Pain is forever. Oh my god.
I think I'm soon nearing the end of it. I really hope so. I do want to finish it. At this point, it's just like a stubborn attitude of mine. Like, I started it, I have to finish this one. Even though I've like given up on like a lot of Let's Plays I've started. Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm hoping to maybe start up another Let's Play series at some point when I get some more time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that pretty much does it for me. So, as per usual, guys, if you got any questions and comments...
we have a question this week.
We do, actually. Before we started here, I posted on Twitter asking any questions and comments, and fellow CanUK podcaster Big Boss actually tweeted at us.
This is good.
Asking each of our top 3 celebrity crushes and our top man crush as well.
This is going to be awkward. I think we should get the man crush out of the way first, because this is awkward.
Sure, go for it. You first.
It's just awkward. I don't know who to go with. I'm trying to think now.
Well, you know what? Fine. If I have to go with anybody, Nathan Fillion.
Okay. I'll go with who should I go with? It sounds so gay. I'll go with Leo DiCaprio. He's attractive, right?
Sure.
I'll go with that because, yeah, it looks like he never ages. Like, he looks the same like he didn't, when he was like a little kid doing commercials and shit. So
never ages, never wins an Oscar.
Yeah, which is sad.
As her top 3 celebrity crushes.
What the hell's going on in my house? People run up the stairs?
You're not getting swatted, are you?
No. Woo! I'm trying to think that. Now I'm going to have to Google, like, female movie film stars. Oh, I'm not going to put film stars because something else is going to come up.
Yeah.
Top hottest. Do you have any off the top of your head?
Okay, yeah, I think I have my 3. I will go with Kate Upton, Jessica Negri, and... Fuck, I had somebody else in my head too, and the name just disappeared on me. What's their fucking name again? Fuck. Cannot mind her name now. The chick who played Emma Frost in X-Men First Class. She had a weird name.
Can't remember her name either.
Fine, I'm going with Emma Frost from X-Men First Class.
Okay, who the hell am I gonna pick? I'm trying to think of, like, recent stuff. Let's go with, an easy answer. Is she so pretty? Go with, Natalie Portman as one of them. Fuck. Stop giving us these hard questions.
Don't worry.
Boss.
We'll just turn it around, not him, on the next podcast.
Yeah. I'll go with Kaylee from The Big Bang Theory, who plays Penny. Let's see, one more.
Wait, I will remove one of my answers. I will take out Emma Frost, and I'm replacing her with AJ Lee.
Oh, okay. Damn it. I'll go with that too. Fuck it. I agree. Best in the world. We can start CM Punk chants. That's so annoying. That really pisses me off. It really pisses me off that every time he comes out, the fans are so damn immature, they just gotta yell CM Punk. They yell CM Punk for anything. Mm-hmm. Like, it could be like Vince McMahon in the ring. They're like, CM Punk! CM Punk! I'll go with that. Yeah, that's good 3.
Okay.
Mel Foreman, AJ, and Penny from Big Bang Theory.
All right. Well, there you go, Big Boss, and we will return the favor in the future.
You return the favor and put like 3 man crushes for his ass. Like,
I'm sure we would get.
He's gonna be like The Rock, because I know he's a big Rock fan. The Rock at number 1.
Yeah. All right, and guys, if you have any questions and comments like that or otherwise, please leave them down below, and as proof, we will answer them.
He's gonna ask us like a worse question next week.
Bring it. That's all I can say. I have no shame anymore. What can I say? So guys, if you do have questions, comments, please leave them down below. And who knows, if I still have some free games lying around, you might get one your way. Big Boss, you're not getting a free game your way. You work here. Oh boy. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for the show this week. We've gone on for nearly 2 hours now.
Yeah.
Or an hour and a half, I can't remember exactly.
The Last of Us episode.
Yeah. So, Izzy, why don't you take us away?
All right, so appreciate you guys for checking out this week's long-ass episode of the podcast, and hopefully if you stayed till the end, you enjoyed our banter about the 3 celebrity crushes, the man crush, and all the above. So check us as always on Lord X YouTube channel, and we'll see you back within the next few weeks.
Goodbye, everybody.